All right, I wanted to make a quick video showing how this graph works for this solid division problem. It's a challenge for Dynamo, and it's a very interesting problem to solve. So I thought I'd make a quick video showing a way to work around it. So just to get started, here's this Revit model with the sculpture thing. Within the graph, I just used a select faces node, regular select faces. I used that because I didn't want the selection to clear every time I load Dynamo. It keeps the element ID, which is nice, so I wanted that to stay between sessions. This task is pretty heavy for Dynamo too, so I don't want to give it any more reasons to crash. So yeah, first thing we're doing is we're just creating a solid of all of it as one solid based on your input values for your thickness, based on those surfaces you picked. So we're doing that at that portion. We are constructing a new line based on the bounding boxes. So if I were to reconnect this, we can see that that line goes from left to right. And that's built from the minimum point of the bounding box and the maximum point as well. So we have that in there. The parameters, the distance to divide by is an input value for you. And that also lives over in this green section. So we actually take the curve that we constructed and we divide it out by iterating through. So I literally do 1 foot 6 times 0 to get the first point, which I actually don't need now that I think about this. I only need to start at 1 to get that first point, second point, third point, all the way till the end of it. So that's kind of how we're doing that, and we're splitting up that curve that way. From there, just really lazy, I split the curve by points to get a bunch of short curves, and then I just extrude that straight up into the air. So if I hit F5 on this, I have a whole bunch of really big surfaces that I just extruded. And then I thicken those super thick as well. Just that way I'm making sure I encompass the geometry pretty much at all times. So I do that way I have a bunch of solids. In Dynamo, we have this really cool node called difference all, and it takes a solid and a list of other solids and it calculates the difference between them. This is really interesting because if we were to work our way down this solid list and take item 0, drop that out, and use the other 7, we can difference those from the overall solid. And then I would take solid 1 and difference out the other ones. So that's what's really interesting about that, is we can iterate through it in that manner. And the way we're creating that is just with this little code block down here. I'm creating a series of numbers and I'm just removing items, different items based on the numbers. So the first list, I'm removing the first item, second list, the item 1, item 2, item 3. So I'm removing that one based on those values. And we can kind of see that if I just add an index in here and I zoom out, we'll see kind of the hole that I'm leaving as I iterate through. So that one's the second index, third index, and so on. So that's what's cool, is we're able to iterate through that really well. And we're able to use that for a difference all kind of interaction. That's a built-in Dynamo node. So if I were to get the first one of these solids and zoom in, you'll see I have the first one based on those divisions, second one, and so on. Just to make it really clear, I tend to add some preview geometry for people so we can kind of see what the division is doing. And right now it's doing that like salmon to blue color based on the divisions for you just to preview it right in Dynamo. I think the use case for this is to get a centroid at the end. So if we toggle this preview on, we have a centroid, and then you have your solids that are individual, and those work from left to right as we're looking at it. So there it is. I'll send this over, this graph. You can take a look at it. I don't think I'm using any custom packages for this. It's all out of the box nodes, but it's just kind of exploiting that difference all node in a kind of clever list management way. So yeah, let us know if you have any questions on it. It's definitely a fun thing, and we've been working on some stuff for clients regarding dividing geometry. So it's something that is pretty near and dear to us right now that we've been working on too. So yeah, I hope that helps out. Thanks.